The meeting started. Cuyahoga County Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee, Tuesday, May 20th. Cuyahoga County Administrative Headquarters, C. Ellen Conley, Council Chambers, 4th floor. It's about 10:05. Sorry for about being a little bit late. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Ms. Conwell. Ms. Conwell is absent. Ms. Turner.
Present.
Mr. Hauser. Mr. Hauser is absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I'd like to see if we can get a motion to approve the minutes from the April 29th meeting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, would you consider moving towards matters referred to the committee?
And Mr. Chair, just for the record, there has been no public comment submitted.
Thank you very much for me skipping number 3, and you did it very nice.
Resolution 2025-0180, confirming the county executive's appointment of Catherine Corrigan Tompkins to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for the term March 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2029.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chris Alvarado on behalf of the County Executive. We are here to recommend the appointment of Catherine Corrigan Tompkins to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors. We are requesting a second reading suspension of the rules, please.
Thank you very much, Director. Hello there, young lady.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Long time no see.
Yes,
How's your family?
wonderful, thanks.
Good. Welcome.
Thanks.
Are you excited?
Sure.
Good. You look
Absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely.
Very fortunate that you're willing to do this. So I'd just like you to tell us about yourself and why you want to do it, and then we'll ask a couple of questions if you don't mind.
Sure. So I am Kate Tompkins. I am currently senior counsel at Key Bank, where I support the public finance banking teams. Been there for about 4 years. Prior to that, I spent 20 plus years at Squire Patton Boggs. In that capacity, I worked in what is kind of colloquially known as public law, was my practice area. So everything from municipal securities, public securities, bonds and notes, to economic development projects, various governmental counseling for various political subdivisions. So that is really where my background is, and had the privilege of working on a number of transactions throughout the county and the city, primarily through this body, as well as the City of Cleveland and the Port Authority. So I've spent a lot of years bringing projects to the Port Authority as counsel, bond counsel, underwriters counsel. So this opportunity gives me the chance to kind of sit on the board side and see what I can do to contribute to something really valuable from an economic development standpoint.
Very good. Not just economic, but we do have some maritime stuff there.
Exactly. That's what I actually look forward to learning more about that part of it. I know various members of the board have various experiences and expertise, and I like to bring mine and learn more from others as well.
That's why it's perfect. How'd they find you?
Mr. Ronayne gave me a call.
Yeah, but
So-
did he know? I mean,
Oh,
you're
yes,
like the
I've-
perfect model.
Yeah,
for
I've
this-
known him
this component
for a
of it.
number of years, and I've known, as I said, I've been involved in public finance in this city. Didn't work on this building, but almost every other county building, including the hotel, over my years in practice. I started working with the county, I think, when it was still Tim Hagan might have been chair of the Board of County Commissioners. Worked through the transition, and here we are.
Good. I'm just excited in the way you hit everything that you needed to tell us, at least me, for the questions of why he chose you and your background. And it's a perfect fit for, as I said, is a 9-member board?
That's correct. It is a 9-member board.
Yeah, and having the diversity of each expertise just makes a very strong board. Dave's very lucky to have you, or the whole board is very lucky to have you. Any questions? Or, Mr. Chairman?
Good to see you. Our lives keep intertwining
Yes.
somehow back at the beginning of your career, and I had the pleasure of working with who I consider one of the greatest judges Cuyahoga County's ever seen, your father. So I was very pleased to see your name here, and I think you're going to do a fabulous job.
Great, thank you.
Good seeing you.
I was worried that perhaps you might tell me that I don't actually have a license to practice law because you were the person that opened court for my swearing in.
Oh, I didn't
So-
want to say anything. It somehow ages us.
Thank you.
Councilwoman, anything? Sounds good. Please tell Claire I said hi, and I guess welcome aboard.
Very much.
We're just going to vote. All in favor?
Aye. Oh, well.
Can we have a
move
motion
that
first,
we-
No, do I have a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Please add my name to it, and we'll see you around.
Turner.
Yeah, thank you.
We got all three of us added.
Resolution 2025-0181, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Peggy Zone Fisher to serve on the Cleveland Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for the term April 21st, 2025 through April 20th, 2029.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, we are requesting a
Oh,
second
I
reading
got it.
suspension.
Thank you. We're going to re-vote on that. Second reading under suspension for the previous matter. Do I-
We did approve it under suspension, yes.
We did. I don't remember saying it, so whatever you tell me, as long as the second reading written down by my clerk, I'm good. Director,
Yes, sir?
can you read this one in?
Yes, of
Or
course.
tell us about this one.
Yes, so we are requesting the reappointment of Peggy Zone Fisher to serve on the Cleveland Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for the April 2025 to April 2029 term. Ms. Fisher has been serving with distinction on the Port Authority Board and has been a leader in the process for identifying the permanent CEO for the Port Authority.
Thank you very much, and distinction plus, plus, plus. Hello, Peggy Zone Fisher.
Hello, Mr. Chairman. First of all, thank you for letting me come here today, inviting me to come and present in front of all of you. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and I thank County Exec Ronayne for resubmitting my name as well. What I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about the role that I have played with the port. I think that's important so that you know what I have been doing with the port the last few years. So I was appointed in 2021, and I was elected vice chair of the board in March 23. And that was actually the first opportunity I had to run for an officer position. And then I was reelected vice chair in 2025, just recently. Currently, I am one of only 2 women on the 9-member board, but now, if I get reappointed, I will be one of 3, and that is very exciting for me to be able to have the opportunity to work with Kate. I currently serve as chair of the Executive Search Committee, and it's extremely important to me personally and to the port that we want to see the retention of a new president and CEO for the port. I am engaged and have been engaged in driving support for the renewal of the levy that we just went through. And we are going to have another levy, I'm sure, coming up during my tenure if I get reappointed, and I will be actively participating in that. I'm an active participant in composing the new 5-year strategic plan, which we put together in 2023 and 24 for the board. I was very involved in the Irishtown Bend, and I wanting to see the completion of Irishtown Bend because it's more of a community engagement and workforce development opportunity for Northeast Ohio. I see our interim president and CEO is here today of the port, and it would not be, if he has an opportunity to present, I want to throw in the fact that I continue to to really lobby for us to have a duty-free stand or little shelter. When all these cruise lines come in, I would love to see a little duty-free opportunity for us to make a little extra money. Why I think the importance of the port is to the community, what we have been doing, and really according to the last 2024 Ohio Maritime Working Plan, the Port Authority's maritime activity supports over 23,000 jobs that generate $1.89 billion in personal incomes and $7 billion in total economic activity. On the development and finance side of the Port Authority, the port's construction impacts over the past 10 years have supported $6.2 billion of development and over 80,000 jobs, almost 70% of which occurred in communities with low to moderate income levels. For example, the Intro to Cleveland, Sherwin-Williams, the Flats East Bank, Irishtown Hills Bend, as I had mentioned, the stabilization of that, so that we are ensuring safety to the community and protecting maritime commerce on the river. And we are the leading partner with the Metro Parks on the CHEERS program, which is CHEERS Cleveland Harbor Eastern Embayment and Resiliency Program. And that really is to ensure adequate capacity for dredge material in the long-term future of the waterfront in Parkland. We have an opportunity to give grants. We have given grants funding to Argonaut, Davis Aviation and Maritime High School program to develop education and workforce development in maritime industry. We had many of the young people from that program come and actually present when they were asking for a grant from us, and they were phenomenal. They explained to us the importance of that program, which is, that program trains young people to move on into maritime jobs, and which they wouldn't have an opportunity to do. So that's really critical. We project $70 million in Port Authority facility capital projects projected, which we started in '23 through 2027. That's important for the port to continue that work as well. And we're doing diversification of port facilities, which including more cruise ships, port calls, and new liquid bulk transport for palm oil products. So I won't take any more of your time if anybody has any questions, but I just want to say I love serving on this board. It's been an honor for me to do so. I feel that we are so important to the economic development of our region, and I love our region. I'm a lifelong resident and have no plans on leaving the community. So with that, thank you for giving me the opportunity to just say a little bit about why I feel this is important, and I hope that you would consider renominating me for this position.
Well, very good very awesome presentation. Peggy Zone Fisher, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Kind of branded with public service throughout our region, and your fingerprints are all over, and it continues being used to the greater good of our region, not just Cuyahoga County. You expand yourself pretty good. I remember the first time you came in 21, the way you talked about your parents, and how you stood on the shore and watched them go away. That was a pretty cool moment for me.
Yeah.
And now, duty free. I mean, it's kind of.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
You said, right. I know. Sometimes my port fellow members tease me and give me a little hard time, but in a fun way, jesting, because whenever we talk about cruise ships coming into the port, I always say, wouldn't it be nice to have a little duty free?
Oh, no, that's what you're there for.
Right? but we do it in fun, but yes.
And if we have a duty-free, it will be something with, that you drove. What I think about you is not just all the things you said, but everybody has a component, right?
Yeah.
Somebody brings a perspective that is necessary. And I throw you in the common sense.
Thank you. And, and thank you. And I am proud of my family and the history and what they've contributed to Northeast Ohio for 50 years. But I also, I stepped down from leading president and CEO of the Diversity Center of Northeast Ohio. And so I also bring, and that was just recently, and I have been in front of the county as president and CEO of the Diversity Center, and you have supported in the past, and I'm very grateful for that, for your support for the organization. But I do bring that perspective also when we are meeting to make sure that there is inclusion, not just so much just diversity in our work, but that there is diversity, but there's also inclusion and equity in what we do with the port. So thank you for.
And another reflection, 3 strong, independent, what other adjective I want to use? Determined ladies on the board. That's going to be okay.
Right? I know, thank you. I know.
Whenever I was council president and the ladies came to say hi, I knew there was something important on their mind and things got done.
Mm-hmm.
You said the interim CEO is here. Can you?
Yes, he is.
Stand him up and you have to stand up and be recognized. What's his name?
Dave, do you want to introduce yourself?
Come on up for a second. I
Come
want to
up
hear
and
2
introduce
seconds
yourself.
from Dave.
Dave Gutile, and Dave, he's been interim since,
January 1st.
there you
Say
go.
hi for 2 seconds. You don't mind?
No, not at
no,
all.
no.
Although one of the last times I saw you, I accidentally called you Senator Patton, which I remind you of.
That's a
all the
little
time.
difficult.
But I call him Councilman Sweeney now when I see
He
him.
was jumping off a bridge then, probably.
No, thank you. My name's Dave Gutile. I've been at the port since October 2010. Started as Vice President of Maritime and Logistics, became Chief Commercial Officer in 2018, and was appointed Interim President and CEO on January 1st upon the departure of Will Friedman. So glad to be here. Have always enjoyed the really close working relationship we've had with various members of our board since I started, and it's no different with Director Zone Fisher. Looking forward to working with now Director Tompkins and all the other board members, both city and county appointed since in the last 14 years.
Good, and I just wanted, if we all know you, but the general public is watching right now, and I just want to make sure they have a fuller perspective of who we're appointing and what role, and a little bit more about the board. So
Sure. Yeah, thank you, and we'll continue to work on the duty-free shop for Peggy.
I know, I know, I do bring that up quite a bit, but, and if I am reappointed today, which I hope that I would be.
Let's get this going.
I will have the opportunity to continue to work with Dave and all the amazingly talented people who work at the port. We are really blessed to have the people that we do have taking care of us. So I
We
think
are.
that goes
We are.
without, we should recognize that.
I thank you. Now we have to make a decision about you.
And appreciate all your support as well. Thanks for the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And we have Chairman Walanowski. I just have to put a shout out there. And for you,
Yes,
as the chairperson of the search
yes,
and this board, I have the highest confidence. You can't get this one wrong.
I know the importance of this, and I take it very seriously, and I would feel that not being reappointed and not being able to continue to work
Now,
on that,
You're supposed to be there.
thank you, yeah.
I want at least, a 10-year person at least, not a stepping stone person.
Right,
Will was good. I liked Will a lot.
I
He
understand.
was my friend when I first started, and I'm not going to say anything other than it was a true pleasure working with him.
Yes,
here for a while.
yes.
So and it's your world, but I'm just throwing it out from my perspective.
I,
A 10-year commitment, not commitment, but part of the process. Ends up that way. I think it'd be good for everybody. Okay, questions? I'm sorry, I'm just talking way too much, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Welcome. I went back to after college with Ms. Corrigan Tompkins. I go back to grade school with you. Do you recall?
with me?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Wait a
I
minute.
remember Matt when he was in diapers at the St. Coleman Club.
Oh, my God.
My parents are Mickey and Mary.
Oh, my God, yeah.
See, you didn't know that.
I'm a lot younger than you, though.
And I was a
so-
quiet, young, nice kid, and everybody liked me back then. But weren't those the days? And as Marty was saying, your family is really a treasure for Cleveland. And I remember your mom and dad, and so we do go back to those days, and those are wonderful days. And I thank you for that. And again, I think you'll be wonderful.
Thank you, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And I'll remind Matt that you changed his diaper.
Do not go there.
Okay, you just remember those times. Okay,
I could see that. Matt's not going to like that being reported.
okay. I love that.
Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you, through the chair. I just want to, I don't have any questions, but I just want to describe something that I believe I just witnessed. 2 weeks ago, my leadership Cleveland class was in Cincinnati, and we were talking about some of the indicators that, indicators for success. And there were 3 things. I forgot what the other 2, but the answer was relationships. What were the key factors to upward mobility and success? And it was relationships. And so that's what I'm just witnessing here. I don't know Ms. Corrigan Tompkins, but I am aware of the rich legacy in which she hails. So I look forward to getting to know you better. Obviously, I know you and all of your family, and have had a lot of interaction with you all in different ways. The most exciting part of what you just described to me was the work that you all are doing around supporting youth and young people. And I believe that inclusion and opportunity are definitely 2 values that we share.
Exactly.
And so I look forward to hearing more about your work in that regard. I always get choked up when I remember the story that you tell about what your family went through when your father was leading and being courageous in this town when others were not. And that is something that you have definitely inherited and do in all parts of your service, whether it's with your old gig or now in your retirement. But I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for the service that you the excellent service that you can continue to give to this organization. And so I enthusiastically support your reappointment and ask that my name be added to the legislation.
I think the 3 of us are going to say, I'd like my name added. No? You want your name added? Oh, yeah. I'm going to muscle you if you say no, which is not easy to do or effective. This is the first time ever that we added our names before we voted it.
Okay.
Madam,
Meredith is the leader on that. Thank you.
thank you. Is there a motion for second reading suspension?
So moved.
There's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? There's none. Welcome aboard, or welcome continuing. It's funny, welcome aboard.
Right, with the
You
cruise
welcome
ships.
aboard. Keep driving the ship good.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity today. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you.
Duty free.
Just on one,
Yes.
it's just kind of with the Metro, the chairman,
Yeah.
just keep us in the loop.
Absolutely.
Good things, if something bad comes up, and it's to our council president, but just the open communications.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a quarterly meeting or something, just, hey, this is what we're doing to.
I think that's a wonderful idea, to be able to just keep you informed, and that would be to come here and just to
Oh,
make
no,
a presentation, or just,
Yeah, whatever, because remember Councilman Schlepper and I came over, I wanted to introduce, and his role is government relations, intergovernmental relations.
perfect.
So that's the perfect person to, because he'll keep us informed with his responsibility
Right.
as chairperson. And he was so excited to come over, meet folks, and he'll be a good
I was
point for
happy
it.
that you did that day. That was important for all of us as board members to meet him and to be introduced as you did. So
And just
thank
keep-
you for
Keep the
doing
lines of
that.
communication open.
Will do.
Thank you,
Thank
Madam
you.
Chairwoman of Search Committee. Okay, let's move on.
Resolution 2025-0183, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Ethan Karp, Ph.D., to serve on the Cleveland Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board for the term July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028.
Thank you. Chris Alvarado, on behalf of the county executive, we are recommending the reappointment of Dr. Karp to serve on the Workforce Development Board. For context, there was a recent local governance agreement passed in December of 2024 that includes a name change to Greater Cleveland Works. The board chair, Dr. Karp, can speak more to that. We do not need a second reading suspension for this.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ph.D.
You guys can definitely say, Ethan, thank you for letting me be here. So this is, I think, my third and final appointment to this board, and I have been chairing this organization for 5 years.
Mr. Karp, can you just state your name for the record,
Yes,
please?
Ethan Karp.
Thank you.
Yes. And I'm the CEO of Magnet. Before that, with McKinsey. Before that, I did things in research science. And I took on this role, and I'll explain why, because this organization is just so important, I think, not just to the county, but to kind of all of our lives. And so backing up a little bit, it has been a long 5 years. I took over 3 months before COVID. So navigating COVID as Greater Cleveland Works, then Cuyahoga County Cleveland Workforce Development Board, sought to put people into good employment. That's kind of their goal. And we saw COVID. We handled COVID. We did not have a appointed CEO for a couple years there until Michelle Rose. So that was an interesting time balancing things, and you all are very well aware of the ups and downs of the workforce in that time period. Today, because of your voting, not the name change, but turning it into a nonprofit, I think we have a agile organization that is already doing a lot of innovative things for the purpose of reaching more people, helping more people get into these careers. So like I said, this board is critical. My day job is working with thousands of local manufacturers to help them grow their jobs however they need to and find the people for them. In that role, their biggest issue, of course, is finding people. And what we've done through sector partnerships, again, because of all of you, both supporting the sector partnership approach with other funders, but also directly for 3 years, ending in 2 months, using some ARPA allocation to put rocket boosters on this work over the last 3 years, we've been able to actually place 3,000 net new people into manufacturing. Why is this relevant for this board? Well, I got involved in this board when we saw that multi-thousand person gap in manufacturing, and this organization needs to be the one that actually finds the people to be able to go into any program I would create, any intermediary role, any manufacturer that wants to step up and support something. This organization needs to, both through its funding and its outreach, actually be able to fuel us and all the other organizations with individuals who could take these good paying, in our case, manufacturing jobs. So that's why I became board chair. 8 years ago, this organization was not functioning as well, and we knew it needed to do better. And so with the new name change, a huge amount of different ways the organization, the Workforce Development Board, now is looking at how it reports, how it tracks, how it does contracting, how it thinks about its brand, of course, early days there. All of this is indicating that we're on an upswing of impact for it. And I will tell you, for Magnet to be able, even now, to replace as many people as we are into careers, we're pulling education and we're pulling workforce and we're pulling the manufacturers together, But ultimately, we need those people to come from somewhere, and Greater Cleveland Works is able to really innovatively find ways to support them into programs that we've designed, executed by local partners. What I'm excited for in the future is, like I said, we're just in early days of this upswing. Brand does not change overnight, and every day we're looking at how do we improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of Greater Cleveland Works to serve more people, reach more people, get more people training and or directly into better paying jobs. That is the goal. That is what our strategic plan that I helped oversee over the last 3 years, well, the new strategic plan for the next 3 years, but also helping write the original one 5 years ago. All of that is aimed to do more impact for residents of Cuyahoga County. So that's just a little bit of story, bringing up to speed on why Magnet, how that all came to be, why this board is so important, and why I'm excited to continue on as the board chair for as long as it takes to find my successor, who will probably go by this podium in the next year or so as well.
That's funny. Servant to your find a successor. Thank you. And I think it was somewhat of an understatement that the workforce development, Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, was kind of functioning. It was a lot of internal struggles ever since it was created. And it was really, really bad for a minute, to the point of almost not continuing. And for you to say, it's been good, I mean, from that point, slow, and it's really good now because of the people that are on.
Yes.
Because I just see the other.
We have a
board
lot
members.
to do. I mean,
Yeah.
we have the right strategy. We have the right people. This is incredibly hard work. So we have a lot to do. I'm never going to declare success, but oh my goodness. I remember when I first was on that board, I looked around and I'm like, why am I, what's happening? What's happening right now? It doesn't make any sense to me. And through a lot of effort, I mean, a lot of that was the reasoning you all took to allow for this to be a nonprofit of, okay, well, there were many bosses, right? Not just because that's how it was created, whatever, 20 years ago, the city, the county, its own advisors, it was a whole bunch of things. So now you all have the ability to appoint, so you still maintain the oversight, but the board can function more as sort of a normal nonprofit board and, you know, do all those things to hopefully achieve its goals better.
Yeah, and I'm just so thankful. I mean, listening to your,
It's been a lot of work.
I know, but you're not shying away from it. You're excited about it.
Yeah.
And you get a kick out of the results that are being produced from it. And when it was created for a reason, because there was a huge gap.
Yes.
And getting folks connected, both on the need on both sides.
Yes.
And it seems like there's a system in place that's producing results, and I guess excited is an understatement on my end. So, thank you.
My honor and pleasure, really is.
Councilwoman?
Oh, no, I was just
Anybody?
playing with my hair, but it's, well, since I have been recognized. Good morning. Send a big shout out to Aaron for me.
Aaron runs all of our talent work, so I will.
Yeah. Did he tell you I made him dance when we were in Cincinnati? I did a
hope-
little TikTok video.
I hope you
I'm
have
gonna
it
send
on.
it to you. Yeah.
He didn't say that, and he wouldn't, and this just made my day. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna send it to you. But seriously, since you talked about workforce, people, right? Can you talk about, can you give us just a, you know, what is the future of manufacturing?
Sure.
Right? And the challenges around trying to meld our workforce with technology and automation and the rewards that AI will bring us.
Absolutely. So half of our economy here in Cuyahoga County depends on manufacturing. So if you just look at what's sending, you know, product outside of the region, and 99% of those are small and medium-sized manufacturers. So that we are entirely dependent upon manufacturing. The manufacturers who have had this talent gap for so long are also rapidly changing. So when we go out, we have a strategy, I'm happy to send it afterward, created by hundreds in the community. We call it the Blueprint for the Future of Manufacturing at Magnet. And we say we need 4 things. We need to look for talent in different places and in different ways. And a lot of what I just told you about those 3,000 that you all funded a lot of that was doing that, getting manufacturers to look in the city, to look in the inner ring suburbs, to figure out what supports do they need to give to people strategically so that they can thrive, get their jobs, figure out transportation, figure out, they get a coach for a year through most of our programs, figure out how to actually retain in those companies. So that is the first pillar. We need to do that. The second pillar is what you said is technology. All of these companies to compete internationally have to adopt off-the-shelf technologies. It's great if they make their own, but there's a lot of things. Robotics, when at Magnet, that's why we created that space, was to show the community and thousands of kids what manufacturing actually is. It is all these high-tech things. Not all of our manufacturers are there. I will come back to AI. But like robotics, off-the-shelf things, figuring out your data, like what's happening on a machine so you can optimize it real time versus checking at the end of the week. All of those sorts of things are the latest and greatest technologies. The third component, though, is you also have to have good product. So innovating new products, whether this is a startup that we serve, we actually have a small fund that serves them as well, that has the next literal best mousetrap, or whether it's an established company that's refreshing their products, et cetera. It's an expensive, risky endeavor, so not all companies do it. That's the third thing that needs to happen, and all of that requires leadership, whether that's manufacturers coming together for the sector partnership to say, here's how we can work together to fix this workforce issue, or whether it's individual companies coming and saying, well, I'm willing to spend more money on my people or on my technology or take the risk on innovation. Those are the things that are needed. So specifically then to your question of the future of manufacturing, it is strong. It absolutely is strong. If the economy goes down, it'll go down. If the economy goes up, it'll go up. But we are seeing more of our companies growing here than I've seen at least in the last decade. And they're growing with new technology. They can't find the people. We've supplied 3,000. We think we've decreased the gap in Cuyahoga County by about half, which is awesome. But that gap still is there, and they keep expanding, so they're using more and more technology, raising the wages of those jobs, making them better jobs. And we're going to continue seeing that trend. I don't think we're going to see this huge boom of, suddenly we have 50% more manufacturing employees. We're going to see steady increases. And with all of the baby boomers retiring, we're going to still see, I think, for the next decade, huge amounts of gap in the workforce and huge amounts of opportunity where people can get into, with or without college, get into these careers right off the bat and earn really good, sort of life-changing amounts of wages that can lift up their families. And that really, that's what makes my heart sing about this work, is you do all of this stuff to make manufacturers strong so that people, like those that the Workforce Development Board serves, can actually get those jobs and have better lives. So I see it's continually, steadily growth. I think a lot more technology. If you go deeper, is it EV? Is it tariff? How do all these things? I have thoughts on all of those things, but I'm going to ignore the micro trends of ups and downs and say we are going to continue producing more into the future. I see it in just what we have that we're not going to lose, that is already investing and growing.
I like that prognosis. All good news today.
And AI, by the way, so AI is interesting in manufacturing. So outside of the obvious use cases, marketing, things like this, write your emails for you, all those sorts of things, AI is being embedded directly into the machines they're using. So if you go into some factories, they literally have AI buttons on the machine. So you press it, and so what's it do? Okay, this tool has to carve a certain path in a piece of metal. Well, it might get off kilter a little bit. So it's got sensors in there that is looking at it, and it's using AI to automatically correct it. So they're baking it in. The reality is that AI is too complicated for any of our smaller manufacturers, us included, to do themselves. But when your enterprise resource software, so your software coordinating everything between your shop and your finance, et cetera, when they bake that into the software so it generates your purchasing emails for you, that's going to be huge time savings, allowing, as with every robot, a boring, repetitive task that no longer needs to be done by somebody, allowing somebody to actually do something more using their head and knowledge and higher wage. Okay. So that's your AI.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My favorite experience at Magnet is being served Pepsi.
The robot opens it. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You're extremely energetic for this thing, and we're very blessed to have you. Do I have a motion to move this forward?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Please add my name and keep up the
Turner.
great work.
Thank you.
Gallagher, all three of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move
And
on.
welcome you to come out to Magnet, check it out, play with our toys,
Your
hang
job
out with
is-
some students. So,
Your job is to get us there.
yes, this is literally my job.
No, if you can, because right now, we're going to go to the next one, but if you reach out.
Yeah.
And I'll be more than happy to pop by.
Awesome.
That'd be
You'll have
cool.
fun.
Thank you.
And just to confirm for the record, that was for second reading.
I don't think so.
No, it's not necessary.
Second reading.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the whole process.
Yes.
Process, correct.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to continue on. Madam Clerk, please continue.
Resolution 2025-0185, confirming the county executive's appointment of Chief Scott Milkey to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Corrections Planning Board for the term January 2nd, 2025 through January 1st, 2028.
Thank you. And on behalf of the county executive, we are requesting a second reading suspension of the rules for Chief Milkey's appointment onto the County Corrections Planning Board. The purpose of the board is to develop, implement, and operate a local community-based corrections plan and reduce the number of non-dangerous offenders committed to the state penal system and to local jails while maintaining public safety.
Thank you very much, Chief. Welcome. Watching your facial expressions today was pretty entertaining, and thank you for your patience. Please say your name.
Sure. I'm Scott Milkey. I'm the police chief over in Brooklyn.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions? Hearing none, I'd like to have a motion under second reading suspension to move this forward.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? Congratulations,
Thank
Chief.
you.
Do a good job. Is that, I think we're good. Any miscellaneous? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.